Matinee and welcome back to News Extra. St. Patrick's Day is around the corner, and what a better way to celebrate than with good music, drinks, and food the Irish way. Joining me now to talk about an event that brings all of these elements together is Guam Symphony Music Director and Conductor Dr. Stephen Bednarczyk, and a woman who is no stranger to the microphone, the host and executive producer of Sunday Baroque, which is a nationally syndicated weekly public radio show with 250,000 people listening every week, including right here on Guam. She is also a flute soloist and has also performed with orchestras and chamber ensembles throughout Connecticut, New York, and Ohio. We're so happy and honored to have you in studio, Suzanne Bona.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. Well, let's first start with, have you ever been on Guam before? It's your first time?
Never. It's my first time, and it's fantastic. What a special treat.
Well, how long have you been playing the flutes, and when did your love for music start?
I've been playing for 40 years. And, I think I realized probably within a couple of years that this was going to be my life's work. I didn't really realize at the time that I was going to be in classical radio, and that classical radio was going to bring me back full circle to playing with, groups like the Guam Symphony. So it's really been a very wonderful experience to be able to, again, connect those dots and bring both the radio and the performing career back together.
Now, how did you guys hook up with the Guam Symphony Society?
Well, actually, one of our board members is Mr. Chris Hardig, who's also the station manager for KPRG here. And I believe he met you at a conference in the States a few years ago. And they began talking, and everything kind of worked out from there. So.
Okay, and let's talk about the concert. That's why you're here. What's going to be happening?
Well, this Saturday and Sunday, Saturday evening starting at 6 p.m. and then Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m. we have our first annual, or first ever, St. Patrick's Day concert with the Guam Symphony Society. Last year we did kind of a spring pops concert featuring the music of Leroy Anderson. This year we thought we'd go with the St. Patrick's Day theme. So Saturday night it's actually a dinner concert. Starts at 6 p.m. with no-host cocktails, 7 p.m. dinner, and it's going to be an Irish-themed dinner, corned beef and cabbage, fish and chips, hopefully some Guinness beer on tap. And then 8 o'clock the concert will begin, or 8:15 or so, around that time. Tickets are $55 per person for the dinner concert. And on Sunday, it's the same musical program without the dinner. It starts at 2 p.m. And tickets are the normal symphony prices, which are $15 at the door. And in advance, you get a little bit of a discount at our ticket locations. And our ticket locations are Salon Paradis, Brown Bag Cafe, Dragon Locksmith, and Faith Bookstore. You can get your tickets there for both the dinner concert and the Sunday afternoon concert. And one more thing I'd like to mention before we get into the music thing, there is going to be a small meet and greet with Suzanne over here. It'll be at 2 Ray on Friday evening, that's the 16th, from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. Tickets are $25, I believe, and they're available at KPRG if you contact the station there.
Right. Now let's talk about the music thing you were mentioning.
Sure.
What kind of music are we going to be listening to?
Well, the first half of the program is going to feature orchestral music and songs that are kind of Irish themed. We're going to be opening with music from Lord of the Dance, and then doing selections from Titanic, and hearing some music by Percy Granger, who's actually an Australian composer that set some Irish reels to orchestral and band settings. We're going to be doing Molly on the Shore. Also some traditional Irish songs like Danny Boy and When Irish Eyes Are Smiling, things like that. So that's the first half. And after intermission, the entire second half is Suzanne over here, performing 2 pieces, the Suite Antique by John Rutter, which is sort of a Baroque-ish type of piece in 6 movements, so strings and harpsichord and solo flute. And then a work by an actual Irish classical composer, Sir Hamilton Hardy, the In Ireland Fantasy for orchestra and flute.
Well, what got you started? You said you've been playing for over 40 years. What got you started into playing?
Just very fortunate to grow up in a town in Connecticut that had a great public school system, and I just, they come through and they ask you what you want to play, and the flute was just the instrument that spoke to me. So just happy accident, I guess.
Who are some of your musical inspirations?
Well, of course, you can't have an Irish concert without talking about James Galway, of course, the big, Irish flutist. But, I think I love all kinds of music, so I'm inspired by orchestras, I'm inspired by conductors, I'm inspired by people who perform other kinds of music, whether it's jazz or people like Yo-Yo Ma who can kind of cross over all the different boundaries. I think music is just such a unifying kind of a language that I find it all inspiring, really.
Well, thank you so much for coming to Guam.
Thank you.
Any final comments?
No, I hope people come out and listen to this fantastic concert. Again, Saturday night, 6 p.m., no-host cocktails, and it has a dinner included with it, $55 per person, and then on Sunday, same musical program without the food. So at the Hyatt Regency Guam.
All right. Well, thank you once again for coming in, Suzanne.